Hey YouTube, it's ArmedCivy. This is my Saiga 7.62x39. I did the conversion myself and everything, and there's a lot of really good videos on how to do conversions on these Saigas, so I'm not really going to talk that much about it unless somebody really wants me to. But it's a really simple prospect, so just look it up if you want to try it. It's really simple. So anyway, but I did the conversion myself, and I've had this thing I think since 2008, and I love this rifle. I mean, it has not had one single malfunction, and I don't have the most amazing magazines for this thing, so reliability, it's an AK-47 platform, so there really isn't a whole bunch of question about its reliability. So what I'm doing today is I'm just doing a modification, and you can see I've already done a few things already to this Forend, but I took everything off so I can kind of have a fresh start to show you the process of what I did to kind of make this a little bit more usable. Because one of the cool things about the Saiga rifle is the Forend. It's really lightweight polymer, and it's been really sturdy. I have shot, oh man, probably about 750-ish rounds so far through this rifle, and yeah, it gets pretty hot up here. I haven't had any melting issues from this Forend, so I mean, it kind of depends on your situation and it depends on what you're doing, but I haven't had any problems with it so far, so I'm kind of just keeping it and modifying it. So what I really want to do here is get this angle foregrip on here, and I got to tell you, I mean, I took all the stuff off of here just to give you, just to show you what I've done and how simple it is. So I don't like that little finger groove in the angle foregrip, so I just take that out and replace it with a flat one, and it works a lot better for me. So, and then another one is a flashlight. And this is something that I've kind of used on and off probably for the last 2 years, I'd say. And this is the Cork 47's, let me think, a Turbo X. I did a review on this a long time ago. It's almost outdated now, but it still works really well. 450 lumens. And it has a lovely beam. So this is one of the things that I've had attached on here before, on the underside here, and I've had really good luck with that so far. general idea here. Now, when you're getting these in place, you gotta make sure everything is pretty much lined up with the bore of your rifle whenever you're putting on the stuff to kind of line up your flashlight and whatnot. So that's just something to think about. Anyway, so this is a KZ offset flashlight holder, and it's a 1-inch tube, and the 4.7's cork, along with a lot of other flashlights, do not have a 1-inch body, so you just have to shim it up. And I use some of that black kitchen drawer matting that is kind of like a rubber, black rubber with little holes cut in it and stuff. It's a good material, so I put that on there and then electrical tape around until I got the tension that I wanted. Not that anyone cares, but that's how I did it. Alright. So the first time you put this stuff on, these MOE rails, which that's what these are, they're just Magpul MOE rails. A lot of people use these for the unintended purpose, I guess. But they're really a little oversized, so you kind of have to smack them on with a hammer a lot of the time. But I've used these for a while, so that is kind of the setup that I've used in the past, and I have kind of liked it actually. Before I got this angled foregrip, I just had this on here and I didn't have anything down there, and it was okay. I would hold further back like that. So let's see what that looks like on the rifle. So I'm not going to screw it all together, but you get the idea of what it looks like here. So I think that looks pretty good. It not only does it look good, but it functions really well. And it's a good way of keeping your thumb off the gas block, because a lot of people have the tendency with these angle foregrips to reach all the way over, and because it's comfortable to do that. But on an AK, that's a bad idea, obviously, because the gas block is unprotected against your hands. So this is a good way of keeping your hand or your thumb from coming into contact with the gas block. And really, when you're looking down the sight, it does not obstruct as much as one might think. And also, one of the good things about it is when you turn this light on, it will illuminate your front sight post. So that's an advantage of this setup that I really do like. One disadvantage is the light activation. And basically what you have to do is come back, and your hand does not have a very good grip on the rifle when you have to do that. So this rifle is set up for home defense, and personally I would prefer to have a momentary on, which this does do momentary, but coming back like that, it is a small thing, but I like to make my rifle as dumbed down as possible so that I can concentrate on the situation and not activating a flashlight on my rifle. So I'm sure this is one of those deals where if you just trained with it, you could eventually get proficient with it and it probably wouldn't even bother you. But like I said, this is for home defense, and a flashlight like this might be just a little bit overkill, might be a little too powerful, but that's kind of a philosophical discussion to have about it. So I left it like this for quite a while, and I've changed out a few things, and I'll show you some of those changes now. So with this setup, I really like it quite a bit. It's simple, it's lightweight, and it gives you really good access to the on-off switch, which is just perfectly set up for an angle foregrip. I really don't know why I haven't seen more people have a setup like this. I've seen the vertical foregrip with the TLR series flashlights, but nothing like this yet. But I'm sure people are doing it. I just probably haven't seen it. So the reason why I like this so much is this is such a quick access, and I can still keep a good three finger purchase on that angle foregrip and activate. But so far I really like it, for the fact that one, it does save weight over a setup like this, and also it keeps everything in line with the bore, so you don't have things sticking off to the side, much like this Olight that I hopefully showed you already. And I mean, when you have this thing sticking off the side along with a flashlight attached to it, that's quite a bit of stuff hanging off the side there, and it makes it difficult to put it in range bag, and it's just setting it down, you know, on the table or wherever. It's just extra bulk. I think for me personally, I don't want to have to pay the price for all that. So far I really have been happy with this. And one thing that, like I said, the block itself in the TLR series, I would like to adjust it to where I could get this just a little bit closer to where this hangs over the edge here. So since MOE, Magpul MOEs only come with, I think it's L2, L3, L5, maybe an L4. They're the links I'm talking about, and I think they're in inches. Like, so this one I have on the bottom here. For Pete's sake, come on now, come on now. Trying to get this thing lined up. I just want to put this screw back in here. This bottom rail right here I have attached is an L5, so it's a 5-incher. And then the side rail I have is an L2. Okay, so that's an L2, and as you can see, when you have this set up, you got yourself a nice little gap there. And I don't know about you, but that kind of stuff just doesn't look finished to me. It looks just kind of cheap. So I had another piece just kind of laying around, and I think what I'm going to do is trim it up a little bit and square off this edge, and probably square off the edge on this end, and then mate them together, and then screw this into my forend, and then hopefully that'll work out to where you won't have a gap there. It'll be a little bit stronger. Not that this isn't strong. I mean, honestly, if you wanted to, you could run it that way and it would be fine. It would function fine. But it's just one of those aesthetic things that bothers me a little bit. So let me see if I can get that knocked out real quick and see what it looks like.
Alright, so standard issue cutoff wheel on your Dremel tool. This was worn out, but it's the last one I have, so I'm going to have to make do. So I think I'll zip it right through there on the end, and then let me go there on that one. So we'll just bust out a little bit and see what happens here. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. that was pretty good. Not totally even. I'll have to straighten that out. Alright, so let me just...
Alright, so I'm running out of battery life here, but basically what I'm going to do is cut off along this line, and then that'll match up to kind of keep a consistent pick rail. So I'm going to zing that off real quick. Alright and stuff, so there you go. I mean, it's not a perfect fit, but that's going to have to do the job. So let me go ahead and reinstall real quick. Alright, so now I have this reinstalled again. So now I just got to shove this thing in here somehow. So once you get it started, just kind of hammer the thing in there, you know. Pretty simple. Be sure to screw up your countertop while you're doing it. There we go. So that looks pretty good. Alright, next step is to drill some holes in this thing. And I can see that I'm going to have to move this thing forward just a notch or two. So, let me do that. Okay, cool. Making progress. Now that we have this thing lined up and the hole is available to drill, let's go ahead and move over to the drill press, or you can use a hand drill. I used hand drills on all these other ones, but I got a sweet new drill press to use, so I'm going to use it on this thing. Okay. Alright, so here we are in the drill press, and you can use whatever you want. You can use, what do I have on this one? This is the 3/16 drill bit. And basically, you're just going to go straight through the thing. Try to just get it lined up pretty good, and let it rip, man. Yeah, looks pretty good to me, man. Sweet. Alright, so the next thing we got to do is to clear this ridge. You can see I've done it a couple times in here. And just take a Dremel tool. Really, you want to use a cutoff wheel. And that worked the best for me, but I just broke my cutoff wheel like a nerd. So maybe I'll just use this drill press and kind of drill in some spots there or something. That sounds pretty good. So all I'm going to do here is just lightly touch till this ridge gets taken down even with the rest. And once that's accomplished, you don't want to go any deeper than that. You're going to screw up your forehead here. So that's all we're going to do real quick. This is a 1/4 inch drill bit I'm running. Let me adjust this a little bit so I can see better. Well, that was a total hack job, but it doesn't really have to look pretty. And if you had like an awesome end mill or something, man, this would be cake walk. So just clearance enough to where you have room for these plate bolts, whatever these things are called. I really don't know. Just to be able to fit in there. And I think it's just gonna clear just barely. So that's basically what you want it to be able to do. Just sit in there to where it's flush and you can get a purchase on your bolt, and you should be good then. So let me lock that in. And these things have a tendency to turn around on you, and that's okay. But these things don't have to be lined up perfectly in here. It's not going to affect anything. Alright, so that's locked in. And I'm going to go ahead and get this next one set in there. get that one drilled in, and then we'll have I don't know, let's see, this will be like a 5 plus I think this was a 3 or a 4, so like an 8-inch rail section or so. And here we are again, success. Well clearanced. Ugly and well clearanced. Alright, so pop this one in here again. I mean, this is simple stuff. Really don't see why anyone's actually going to watch this video. Actually, none of my videos actually get very many views, and I kind of like it that way. I mean, I don't really want to be a huge YouTube star or whatever, so that's fine with me. I don't need a bunch of views to enjoy the experience of creating video. And I can tell this one's going to have to go in a little crooked, which is fine with me. Alright, so there we go. I measured that out. It's a 7-inch rail. Perfect for these purposes. And I think that looks pretty good. I mean, you can't, other than this little, you know, crack right there, it looks like I did a decent job. Acceptable for the tolerances needed. And there's what it looks like on the inside. You can see that one's kind of crooked, and it's not going to make a bit of difference, so I'm not even going to deal with straightening it out or anything. So it looks good to me. Alright, let's put everything together and see what it looks like. Alright, we are on and ready to go back on the rifle. So a really simple mod. Anybody can do this if you have a drill and a little bit of time. So yeah, just the big thing is clearing out a space for this plate nut to go in, because there's that little ridge right there. Just needs to be clearanced so that the bolt has enough length to get to engage. So I do like to have this one on, even though right now I'm not using it. It's a nice way to keep a little bit further away from that gas block with your thumb, and just kind of lets you, gives you a reminder, just an index for your thumb, is how I like to look at it. So this thing's running, and for now this is just where I'm going to have it at. I think that looks pretty good, and let's go ahead and throw it back on the rifle. And these things are really easy to put on and off. There you go. And if you wanted to, you could Loctite that right there. I've never had a problem with it backing out on me, but it wouldn't hurt anything. A little Loctite on it if you wanted to. I kind of have this thing on and off a lot. Well, great. Always good to make that thing look ugly, right? Alright, there you have it. Something easy that you can do yourself at home. And it really does help improve the performance, I think, of how the standard handguard feels and how it performs. So it gets your hand away from that gas block and quick access to that light, which I think I really like a lot. I think that's probably finally going to solve my problem of getting figured out how to attach a light on here for quick access, and hopefully that'll do the job, because I'm tired of buying new stuff. I'm not going to buy any more flashlights, except for that TLR 1S HP, more than likely. I think that would look pretty good on there. And it's not just a few more ounces than this TLR 3. So anyway, that's the video. Hope you liked it. All the stuff that you see here has been modified by me, so, you know, that's pretty much all I can say about that. Oh, this is the Texas Weapons System dust cover, and I've had really good luck with it. I don't have anything on there right now. I had a little red dot, the Bushnell TRS-25, which everybody just raves about. and I took it out on my first outing with it to get this sighted in the system, and it cracked out on me on the first go out. So I got to send it back in and have them have a look at it. But I think in the meantime, I need to order. They have a little back rear peep sight. It's like $35, pretty inexpensive backup iron sight, and it looks pretty good. So I think that I will probably just try to pick that up. So in the meantime, I can at least do something besides just use the front sight and kind of guesstimate, you know, where it's going to be. So anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you liked it, and you know, feel free to throw one of those on your Forend if you have a Saiga. I don't know how available they are, but oh, and this is the Flash Phantom C2, I think. And I can't remember who made this. I'll try to annotate it if I remember. But it's the longer one. It's like the 2-inch or something. So I really like that. And man, this thing works really well. I'll show you a picture of a fireball of my brother shooting this rifle without a flash suppressor on it. So anyway, that's pretty much it. And hope you liked it, man. Right on.
I wonder how you get